Let's take a look at the next activity, which is to make an installation drawing. This is going to be a tracing job. And again, you don't need to be perfect. This is a rectangle, a rectangle, a rectangle, a rectangle. Maybe do a little bit of work up here. Get these traced out. I do need to show you a few things of how to do these different hatches. And I need to show you how to do these little bubble things that will be done. You don't need all of this down here. So let's take a look at that. See if I can find it. There it is. And I'll need to download it. And I need to put it in a new drawing, right? And that new drawing is going to have a name. Hunter CVI. Let me put that in here for right now. There we go. And it's going to go in and be saved as. Okay, now the instructions are that this has to fit in a box that is 10 by 7. I can make it much bigger. Oops, but I went the wrong way with it. 7 wide, 10 tall. Let's do a move command. And then pick this corner and just, well, that's about as big as it's going to get. So it won't take up the whole thing, but it'll take up a good portion of it. Okay, and so I'm going to draw this and I'm going to type all this. And my typing may take up more room than they give me here. So let's get our layers. See if they're all in here. Yes, they are. I'm going to get rid of that one when I'm done, but just to remind me, I'm going to make it like on some, I don't really see very much. And remember, when we trace, right click properties, we set the transparency to like 50 to 70, just so that it's a little easier to see our lines while we're drawing. So I'm not interested that you kill yourself on this, but you should take some time to get this done. Certain things are on the thick layers, the things that are really important, and then the rest are in the text in the thin layers. So I'm going to do sort of a quick job here. So you can see I'm just doing some tracing. I have to do a little bit of trimming here. Now this, I may want to do something cool right there. Let me make that one full. I'm going to make sure I've got my nearest set here. And so that somebody understands, I can do maybe like a center line right there and just draw some threads in. See how it kind of looks like a thread. And then I'm going to bet that this is a mirror image. Pretty close. Oh, you get that right. And so on and so forth. You can get a lot of this other drawing done. This could be something like that with a chamfer on it, maybe. Or even not even necessarily a chamfer, just a line that you've drawn and a trim, and then you could mirror it. We'll go perpendicular there, straight across. There we go. And you could do the same thing over on this other side. And a trim. So it won't take too long for you to get a fair amount of detail going. Now, how do you get this hatch because there's no line there? Well, I'm going to tell you, you draw a line. So let me draw this line. And you're going to do this fairly quickly without too much attention to detail. Now, I drew that whole thing because I'm going to bet that it's a mirror image over to here. If I draw this whole thing and then I mirror it, it should work out pretty well. Okay, so I've got that one done. Now I need to do this thing. I'm going to give you a little trick. There's something called a P line. I'll start it right here at the near point. And then I'm going to type in I'm just going to kind of make a little jaggedy line here. And you're going to see in a minute what I'm able to do. I'm just making kind of a little jaggedy line. And if I do something called P edit, that was a P line, and I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to select that, and I'm going to say make it a spline. Now it's just barely wavy. Okay, and now I can do the width. Let me make it 0.12. Oh, too much. Width, 0.09. Width. You can just play till you get it right. There we go. That's how you get the wavy line. Okay, now to get this hatch up here, I might copy that line. Up to where I think it goes. And then I might rotate that line. We go. Rotate about that spot and just make it like that. And now it's bound over here. I need something to end it over here. So I'm just going to put a real quick, some sort of a line over there. And now I can find some sort of hatch that looks sort of like that. And I'll do that hatch on my thin layer. So here's all my hatches, and I can look at them all. This one kind of looks like it. And I can maybe change my scale down just a little bit, 0.5. There, it does look kind of like it. Close, and I can either get rid of this or turn it off. So that's how you do these open-ended hatches. How you estimate very quickly what this is going to look like. Now I'm going to show you a kind of a neato way to get these little bubbles in. There's a thing called tool palettes, TP. I just typed it in, tool palette, and there's an imperial tag. And that's a good size. It might be a little big. I can scale it if I need to, but I'm going to give that a try. And watch what else you can do. You can move this little thing around. Let's say I'm trying to do that number 5 right there. I'm going to get it down into the soil where it belongs. And I'll change the value to 5. There. Now, that should be actually on my text layer. This ensures that it's going to be big enough to see on your piece of paper. I think you're going to have room to do all this. This is why I need more room up here. These are going to be too small. Okay, so now let me put another tag up there, and I can copy this one. I like to leave a little bit sticking out so it leads to the stuff. And so I can do a move command, and then that can be a number 1. And then I would do the DT command. Right there, probably a 0.18 text height or a 0.12 text height. Hunter remote control valve. And you don't have to do everything. Just get it kind of close. Oh, did it on the wrong layer again. That belongs on the text layer. And that looks a little too close. It's going to have to move away a little. I'm going to give you some license so that you don't have to work too hard. But now it's the copy command, right? I'm just going to pick that endpoint and down. Now watch this trick. I'm going to take the bottom one, and I'm going to move from endpoint to endpoint to endpoint. It's probably how far I'll be able to get. Okay, you might need to make these an 1/8 inch. You might need a little more room down here. You might have to scale all that. But if you get that done, you're going to be looking okay. This doesn't have to be perfect. I'm trying to get you to get the idea of what happens and what tools are available to you. Okay, so that's the essence of this one. There's some work to do. It'll take you an hour or two. But that should give you a good enough demo to go. When you're done, again, you're going to see it on, in this case, everything's all in here. You don't need your layout. You're putting everything on your model space. Okay, so when you're done, you will erase that. You will erase that. and save your file. That's it. Number 2.